you, Dan. Yeah, exactly. You know it.
Well, it'll be completely dark in here.
This is when you can live stream.
Thank you so much, Aunt Joan. Basically needing to bring in more chairs and basically have a standing room is just a testament to how thankful and grateful that we are that for you to be here, and just helps our hearts right now knowing that how well loved my mom was, and
Amen.
It's very, very appreciated. Thank you.
Thank you. And for those of you who don't know, my parents have lived in 3 different countries and have friends and family throughout the world. And the memorial for my mother is really going to be a traveling one. My father has already been to Wisconsin. He's already been up north. There's going to be a very large memorial in Canada. As some of you know, my mother's Canadian, is, and then she got her citizenship a little later at the US. But this was supposed to be a very, very, very small local memorial. We have no clue who my dad invites. So we don't have we have no idea how many people to expect. He's like, oh, I invited, and we're like, who's that? And, so thank you for coming. And most of all, thank you. My sister and I have been a little bit busy over the last couple of months, for those of you who might know, and we're so grateful for our cousins, and that is our parents' nieces and nephews. Every one of their nieces and nephews is here tonight, and they are putting on the program. We're not, and we're so grateful for them. So thank you for being here.
Amen.
Advance the slide. Take a little arrow to the right.
Here we go.
Thank you, Cindy and Charlene. I feel welcome. And I'm one of those who showed up unexpectedly, but I'm so thankful to be here today.
Amen.
So our scripture this evening, I'm up here, I'm gonna say this morning. Our scripture this afternoon, comes from the words of Jesus as recorded in Matthew 5, verse 4. As you recall, Jesus was with the multitudes. He saw the multitudes, and he went up into a mountain. And when he sat down to teach them, he began to teach them in what we call the parables. So he opened his mouth and he taught them, saying, "Blessed are they that mourn, for they shall be comforted." More accurately translated, that would say, "Blessed are they that grieve, for they shall be comforted." Today, as well as
Last year, on the 11th of August, just 10 months ago today, in a spot overlooking the valley, neath the sun's last burning ray,
in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, Canada. She was the cherished daughter of Alec and Annie Perpolitsa, devoted wheat farmers whose roots echoed back to the Ukraine and Russia. 2 years later, Eileen's brother Jim arrived, and together they grew up under the wide prairie sky, learning the quiet strength and the steadfast faith of their parents. In 1955, that peaceful beginning was pierced by heartbreak when Eileen was 12 and Jim was just 10. Their mother, Annie, tragically drowned in a water accident in the midst of grief and responsibility for both of his young children and the farm. Alec remarried, and Eileen welcomed her gentle stepmother, Betty, into her life. With the arrival of siblings Ken and Trudy, the family circle widened and Eileen's caring nature deepened as she became both sister and quiet guardian to her younger siblings. Eileen's compassion soon found its calling in nursing. She studied at Kingsway College in Ontario and then at Branson Hospital School of Nursing in Toronto, where she earned her nursing degree and began to shape a life of service and skill. She later went to Walla Walla to pursue a 4-year degree, but before she completed it, she moved to Portland, Oregon, stepping into the working world with the same quiet courage that marked so many of her choices. In time, Arlene's path led her to Kelowna, British Columbia, once known as Rutland, where the Perpolitsa family had moved. And one afternoon, Floyd was attending an MV meeting at the Rutland Seventh-day Adventist Church when he noticed a young woman on the platform and thought to himself how beautiful she was. Her brother Jim soon introduced them, and in a quiet spark began a love story that would shape the rest of their lives. Over the next 2.5 years, Eileen and Floyd wrote letters back and forth, pouring their thoughts, hopes, and everyday joys onto paper. They kept those letters. You can see them up in his room in an old suitcase, a treasured archive of growing affection that would soon become a lifelong partnership. Floyd proposed on a mountaintop overlooking Kelowna, high above the town where their story began. In 1967, they were married and settled into Walla Walla, where Floyd completed his studies and Eileen served as the emergency department nursing supervisor, bringing calm, competence, and compassion to those in crisis. In 1969, as Floyd was finishing at Walla Walla, he noticed a small slip of paper pinned to a bulletin board, a call for a science teacher in Zambia. Trusting God's leading, the young family packed 11 barrels, went through orientation in Michigan, and set out for Africa within a month. Their daughter, Lucindy, was 8 months old when they left for Zambia. The barrels with the material pieces of their life would arrive 5 months later. A year and a half later, their daughter Charlene was born in Lusaka, Zambia, at a hospital 150 miles from their home. When Lucindy saw her new baby sister, she began to cry. How could this be her baby since she was born in Africa? and was not black like all of her playmates were. While Floyd taught science, Eileen served as the director of health services at the school clinic, caring for students and members of the surrounding community with the same steady warmth that had guided her from the beginning. Their years in Zambia were rich in challenge and purpose, and they formed friendships and memories that would remain with Eileen all of her life. Eventually, the family returned to North America, and Eileen continued nursing in emergency critical care and school clinics, including time at Kingsway College and at Branson Hospital in Ontario, later in Southern California at Loma Linda and St. Bernardine Medical Centers. Whatever her title was, her true work was always the same: to comfort, to
I never once saw my grandma angry or heard her speak a hateful word. Even up to her final moments, she had a smile on her face. I would like to share a few short stories, some of my favorite memories with her. After school, she would pick me up and always have my favorite snacks waiting for me at the house: pickles, olives, and graham crackers. Such a simple thing she would do for me, but it always made me feel so loved. When I first got an email account, she would send me multiple emails a day filled with cute baby animal pictures. At the time, I never realized those emails would become something I would miss so deeply one day. I'll also miss our family vacations, where I would purposely trail behind just so I could walk with my grandma. One of the ongoing jokes in our family was that my grandpa walks too fast and would accidentally leave her behind. I would also like to take a moment to thank my grandma for raising my mom to be such an incredible and selfless mother. She did such a beautiful job, and I'm forever grateful to her because of that. Not only that, but I'm following in her footsteps by joining one of the most selfless careers, nursing. I hope one day to live up to the example she set through her kindness, grace, and unwavering love for others. If I can touch even a fraction of the lives she did, I will consider that a life well lived. Before I go, I just want to say I can't wait to see my grandma again one day. In heaven, tending to her beautiful garden filled with pansies and sweet peas. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I am the grandson of, I'm the youngest of 5 adopted children that my mom adopted. Oh, sorry. I don't know how to start this, dude. Sorry, I'm really she kind of took all the words out of my mouth a little bit. I'm sorry, but my grandma was really a loving person. Sorry if I'm low and loud, but it's kind of hard. Yeah, my grandma was a very sorry. Yeah, some of the things my cousin said she really stole my words, so it's really hard for me to where to start. Oh, really is. I'm sorry for the slow start, but she really was a loving grandma. She brought us through all the summer camps, all the baseball I played, all the basketball I played. They really helped me a lot with all that. Really helped me with my childhood.
Yeah.
Got me through it all. One of my favorite memories of my grandparents were just living right by them, honestly. Having that thought right by, and just having them right by me was the world. Really was. Knowing that I could go right by my grandparents' house, look at the flowers, ask them if they wanted help or whatever, wash their car, help them with the flooring, with the shed, grandpa. And after all that work we did, me and Grandpa knew that we had a meal at the end of the day. As a grandma. Yeah, she was a loving grandma to all of us kids. And I swear my cousin really stole my words, so I really don't want to end this, but whenever you guys have the time, please call my grandpa and talk to him, have a conversation. And yeah, love you, Grandma. You really are. You meant the world to me. I wish I would really had more. I really had more structure to what I was saying, but I really don't. Because part of it is because my grandma. Some of my words, she has some great words. I appreciate you for that. And my grandma was a very loving person. She cared for everybody she met. And I wish everybody that was here felt that.
Yeah.
And yeah, appreciate everybody for coming out and supporting my grandma and my grandpa. And yeah, feel free to have a conversation with my grandpa because he is bored.
Thank you so much. That was beautiful. You were blessed. We've all been blessed to be part of the family that is called Petersen. And Floyd and Eileen, so neat to hear the story, to see where this all began, and where Aunt Eileen's story began on the plains of Canada, and then finally moved down here to bless us in Loma Linda. I am here to share a few words of hope. Just a few. But hope is what we have, and hope is what we claim. And that is the reason that even though we are here in mourning, in grief, we grieve not as those who have no hope. And so I would like to share with you a few words of go on a little thought journey with me into God's garden. You know, just to begin with, just a little thought. Oscar Wilde, when he was considering themes of life and death, he said, you know, the idea is to die young as late as possible. And she did that, didn't she? Boy, up till 83. I remember Aunt Eileen, full of life, full of energy, full of plans,
full of activity, enjoying her life with Floyd always. Oh, those of us with the young marriages, we learn so much by watching them. But up until that end, it wasn't until the last time I saw her. I came and visited Floyd and Eileen here at the villa, and I went up to the 3rd floor, and I went into the mayor's office. And Floyd was sitting at his desk, and I came in and sat down on the couch to have a conversation, as we've done through the years. And I heard a little shuffling in the bedroom, and Aunt Eileen came in. And she came over towards the couch where I was sitting, looking at Floyd, turned around in his swivel chair facing me as we talked. And she sat right beside me on the couch. And then she did something Aunt Eileen had never done. She leaned, pardon. She leaned into me and then took her head and just laid it over on my shoulder. Just snuggling against me. That's not the Aunt Eileen I knew. She'd burst into a room talking, Floyd. She'd have a command or an idea or an observation, and she might sit by you and you'd talk, and she'd like to hold your, touch your thigh and touch your hand, but talk. But she just remained quiet, leaned over, and laid her head on my shoulder. And she stayed there, unmoved, while we had our conversation, until it was about time for me to leave. She died young, as late as possible, to 83. I didn't see that little fading light until that gentle day when she laid her head on my shoulder. So, as we take a minute to wander into God's garden, I would like to say that a secondary title for this little moment together would be called Parsing Petersen. And my wife said, honey, what is this about parsing Petersen? Well, parsing is, she said, you've got to explain that. I said, okay, well, let's see. To parse is to process linguistic data, speech or written language, in order to better understand its meaning. Supreme Court justices parse the Constitution endlessly. English language experts parse sonnets and plays to dive into the meaning of Shakespeare. Biblical scholars parse passages. When you study your Sabbath school lesson, when you're studying the Bible, you're trying to learn and understand deeper into the meaning of those words, and you're parsing it. Today, I want to take just a moment to parse Petersen in a search for hope. Uncle Floyd wrote a song called My Beautiful Eileen. You heard a little bit of it, but you only heard part of it. And I want to go with you into the final verse that you have not yet heard. To parse this song, to look at it, we're going to say we have before us a piece of literature called My Beautiful Eileen, author Floyd Petersen. The structure, it's a song with now 3 verses and a repeated chorus. The theme, it's a love song. The love song is highlighted, especially in the chorus. The device for telling the love song is a life story that we find in the verses. Verse 1, we can read through these and just note, here's the story. We first met in Canada on the Okanagan shore. I reached out to touch your hand. Your eyes said you wanted more. Then you whispered in my ear that you'd be my wife. It hardly seemed another year, and we were joined for life. So the lovers had met, and they'd become married. And then the inevitable result, Lucindy was the first to come, soon followed by Charlene, 2 little girls to bless our life in sunshine and in rain. And then the author's singing about his love. You touch their smiles and wipe their tears to smooth their hurts away. And so I sing once more to you the words I love to say, oh, my beautiful Eileen. And the chorus of love is sung again. But a couple weeks ago, less than a week after Aunt Eileen was gone, Uncle Floyd came up to visit me in California, in Northern California. And we went over that song, we sang it together, and he said, you know, something's not done. There's more to the story. There's more to the story. And we set about looking and exploring, how could this song be rounded out to finish the love story, the story of Aunt Eileen? And so the end result of several hours of working together, Floyd and I should say, from the time my wife and I lived in New York and they lived in Canada, up in Ontario, we've worked many times on speeches, poems, songs. We've written together, we've talked about each other's works and given critiques and helped choose better words. So we sat and had a wonderful songwriting session. And this is what Floyd ended up writing. And this is the little part that I want to parse with you for just a moment. Hand in hand together, we walked life's winding trail, knowing that our happiness and love would never fail. But now your eyes are closed, and soon those hands that I adored shall rise to bloom forever in the garden of the Lord. Oh, my beautiful Eileen. Just to take a moment to actually look closely at this. Hand in hand together. Floyd said, I want to make sure there's something in there as we looked at that first phrase that talks about the fact that we were always together. We went through life together, and it was hand in hand. We were a team. If ever two became one, it was Floyd and Eileen. And the second line, knowing that our happiness and love would never fail. There was a different word there at first. And Floyd said, I want it to be certain. I want certainty to be in this verse. I want it to say something about, knowing. That fit. Knowing that our happiness and love would never fail. And that's how they walked life's trail. But now your eyes are closed. Yes, Aunt Eileen has fallen asleep. But soon those hands that I adored shall rise. Those were important points that Uncle Floyd wanted explicitly in this verse that concluded the story. Soon those hands that I adored shall rise to bloom forever. This time, with no break, with no end, shall bloom forever in the garden of the Lord. As David said, and I shall dwell forever in the house of the Lord. Paul tells us that we don't grieve, we have hope. We don't grieve like others because we have hope that when we rise, we shall forever be together with the Lord. And Floyd, the songwriter, wanted to make certain that that thought was woven in to the poetic lyrics that concluded the song, My Beautiful Eileen. So he ended up with this third verse that is, you'll get to hear in just a moment. But as we close, Oscar Wilde, talking about love, he said, keep love in your heart, because a life without it is like a sunless garden where all the flowers are dead. Aunt Eileen was the quintessential gardener. She could keep anything going. It seemed forever. And it was usually purple. And it was always beautiful and displayed beautifully. And to think of the image that Floyd chose of her blooming forever in the garden of the Lord. We don't have to worry about the concern that Oscar Wilde observes here for those who live without love, because she lived with love. Floyd still lives with love. We all live with the love of God in our hearts. And she will rise to bloom forever with his love in hers. And those are the closing words of that song. She'll be in the garden of the Lord, where the master gardener is the Father of us all, whose heart is and forever has been love. I would like you to join us now in singing The Sweet By and By. We'll ask Joan to come up to the piano, and I'm going to ask the nieces, nephews, family members. We have some hymn books here, and we're just going to gather here. Yes.
Nick has 2 more things to say.
Is this a good time?
Yeah.
This is perfect. While we're gathering together and getting the books out, come on up, Nick. Oh, beautiful.
Oh, okay.
Amber. Oh, you're here, Bev. Oh, you guys are here. Praise the Lord. All right. We have a few more. Come right up. Come right up right now. This is a good time while we're getting something.
Well, I'm just kind of going off of what my uncle said about her flowers. I always made sure I got her flowers every holidays and everything, and she always reminded me how they were going. And that was one of the reasons why I kept on getting her flowers, because they'll last so long and not die. So that's why I really continued on. Huh? Oh, yeah. But yeah, that's one of the reasons why I kept on getting her flowers, was because they lasted so long. And one of my favorite memories of her was when, while I was working, I would take these breaks, or I'd be going to the restroom. But the restroom, on the way to the restroom, there was a hallway, and there would be like a little thing on top with the and I was short, and I wanted to like see how high I would jump, and every time I jump, I'll leave these fingerprints on the on top of the doorway, or whatever you would call it. But every time you walk past, you see these fingerprints. And you're like, where do these fingerprints come from? And it'll come from every time I wanted to take a break and go and jump and touch the wall, you know. And my grandma fought hard with my grandpa with keeping them on the wall. And before I left them moved out, I was like, why is it still on the wall? And my grandma would say, oh, I want to keep this on the wall. And she did. And I appreciate her for that, and love her very much.
Thank you.
Amber and Beverly.
Amber.
First and then Beverly.
Oh, no. Oh, okay.
I'm gonna say something for both of us.
Okay.
I wrote this for my grandma, and this is more for me, because I was not able to tell her before she passed. Dear Grandma, I don't really know how to say goodbye to you. You were such a calm, loving presence in my life. You had the most patience out of everyone I ever known. And you loved so quietly but so deeply. You made everyone feel safe and cared for just by being you. I think about all the little things now, especially how you used to teach me how to clean. I used to get so frustrated, probably rolling my eyes. But now I hear your voice in everything I do. And I get it. I finally get it. You're just teaching me chores. You're teaching me care, pride, and attention to detail. You're living little pieces of yourself in me, even the most ordinary memories. And watching you with my daughter, that will always stay with me. The way your face lit up around her, the gentleness in your hands, the love that passed so naturally between you two. Giving her the toys, the same ones you once gave my mom. It felt like time folded in on itself. You made her feel special in the same way you made all of us feel special. I wish I could hug you one more last time, sit with you, talk with you, and thank you properly. But I know you know how deeply you were loved and how much you will be missed and forever a part of who I will be. I love you.
Thank you so much. So glad you guys could come and share. Thank you. I'm going to invite again the nephews and nieces to come on up, and we're going to sing together. We'd like to sing with you. Words will be up in front. We're going to sing in the sweet by and by, and then have a closing word. And let's sing together. Time is slipping quickly. Let's sing one verse. We'll sing the chorus, the first verse, and then the chorus again. Right to the chorus. In the sweet by and by, we shall meet on that beautiful shore. In the sweet by and by, we shall meet on that beautiful shore. There's a land that is fairer than day, and by faith we can see afar. For the Father we take to the way, to prepare us a dwelling place there. In the sweet by and by, we shall meet on the beautiful shore. In the sweet by and by, we shall meet on the beautiful shore.
Okay, in closing, my aunt was my beloved role model since I was her flower girl. And 59 years ago, my uncle and I was dressed just like her. And that was a privilege of my life. And I've always thought that all the families thought that my aunt and uncle have been the love story of our family. And to get him through this, it's going to take a village. So just like Nick said, please visit and give him a hand. And on behalf of my doctor brother, and who's kind of on call for my aunt and uncle at times, and he was here from Minnesota visiting and was able to say goodbye to Aunt Eileen. And she was so kind. I heard her say to them, "You've always been so wonderful to me." And on behalf of my older sisters also, our beloved Aunt Eileen is very, very missed. So in closing the celebration here, thank you for coming. There are some refreshments after the closing prayer, which I believe my uncle wrote. And after that, please stay. So much for coming and honoring our aunt and the Petersen family and helping them through everything. And from there, we'll go into the prayer.
Arthur Solarte is going to now have the closing prayer, and yes, indeed, it's a prayer that Floyd penned for this occasion, and he's going to offer this on behalf of Marilyn Brown nephew.
Father of us all, today we have gathered to remember a precious life and love that graced our lives for many years. Today we ask for comfort until the day we experience your promise of a new life on a new earth, where parting and loneliness will be no more. This is our prayer today. Amen.
Amen.
This concludes our service. And as a meditation at the end, we're going to play as sort of the postlude, Uncle Floyd's song with that third verse. So if you want to sit in meditation for a little while, or if you would like to just quietly leave and get some dessert. But I want to play right now, and we're going to try to do this a little low tech this way right now. This is Uncle Floyd's song with.
Before you do the
Excuse me.
song,
Go ahead.
let the family go through the line first, and then you can visit with them out there.
Thank you so much. Thank you, appreciate that. All right. And so this is my beautiful Eileen with the third verse that was just written.